You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, our very own Anthony Saviello is going to tell us all about that C-Click Fix app you've probably heard of.
And a Boeing supplier in Wichita shuts down due to a strike.
And we've got sunny skies for most of us. A few stray showers out in southeast Kansas. How hot is it going to be, and are there more rain chances? Well, I've got those answers coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. It's 7 o'clock now on this finally Friday across the 4 states. We have made it to the end of the work week. I told you yesterday, boy, it just seemed like it was a really long week for some reason, but we are finally here.
It's Friday. For some reason, I feel more tired than usual.
I am too, actually. I really want to take a nap right about now, but we don't have time for that because we've got some things we need to tell you about today.
We want to wake you up with us. Yeah.
We are, and we're awake and ready to tell you about some stuff, aren't we?
That's right. Well, some local city officials are saying residents are incorrectly using an app to voice their concerns.
KOAM's Anthony Saviello visited Joplin and Pittsburgh to break down the proper use of C-Click Fix.
I sat down with Joplin and Pittsburgh city officials to discuss an app intended to help communities and to figure out how the process works.
C-Click Fix is a user content management software program that the city utilizes for citizens to engage us with concerns, issues they may see out in the community. It's a reporting mechanism they can do either online or through their smartphones.
But what kind of concerns should you be using this app for?
Pothole, a street sign missing, a hanging tree limb in the street, those type of instances, you're able to confirm where you are and categorize the incident and report any additional information that's required.
For roads like this one, with dozens of potholes and cracks, C-Click Fix is essential and allows you to notify the city and get these issues taken care of. There have been instances where the app has been used to report criminal activity, but officials say that this is not the app's purpose.
No, C-Click Fix is not used for suspicious behavior. Again, those would be reported through your regular law enforcement avenues, 911, call the police.
Other misuses for this app include the reporting of homelessness and squatting. So, it's important to note that C-Click Fix is not a crime reporting app, but it is an app that allows you to be a public service to your community and help resolve issues like the one you see behind me here with the click of a button. Reporting in Pittsburgh, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people calling out their neighbors for having too tall of grass.
And honestly, though, it's my understanding that that's kind of what C-Click Fix is for. It's for reporting code violations, issues like that, or damage to streets, missing street signs, things of that nature. So if your neighbor they haven't mowed their grass in a month and a half, that's kind of what it's for, is just to put it out there. Or if there's issues in your neighborhood, like somebody...
Or if there's a sign that needs repaired or a light that's out somewhere.
Right. Street light outages, I think, is probably one of the number one uses it has.
The city may not know about it until somebody tells them. So this is an easy
That's
way
what
to
it's
do
for.
it.
Not for reporting crime, but for reporting issues in your community. So you can help them take care of those things. Well, and today we're going to take care of some things. It's going to be a little hot out there if you've got to mow that lawn because we got highs pushing low 90s. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing those decaying showers now out in parts of southeast Kansas. We've watched them over the last couple hours. They had some good heavier rain with them, and they've begun to die out now across the area, and they will continue to do so over the next hour and a half. And that's going to leave us hot, somewhat muggy today, and we could see an additional pop-up storm or shower across the area this afternoon. I think those chances are relatively low, but it is a possibility. And we could see some as we go into the overnight hours, a couple of stray showers or storms, and then we'll have scattered thunderstorms throughout our Saturday, and later in the day we could see a couple of stronger storms with this activity east of I-49, and then we'll see additional development late Saturday night, and that'll carry into our Sunday overnight and into early Sunday morning, and some of this activity could be strong, low-grade severe as well. We got highs again pushing the low 90s today. We'll have another complete look at your forecast here in just a few minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. A passenger vehicle T-bones a Jasper County Sheriff's deputy vehicle on Joplin's Range Line. The incident occurred last night around 9:35 at Zora and Range Line. Preliminary information shows the deputy had emergency lights engaged and was traveling west on Zora when a southbound passenger vehicle struck it. Authorities say it was a non-injury crash. Boeing supplier in Wichita, Kansas shuts down its factory after workers vote to strike. The move to close the Spirit Aerosystems plant was made on Thursday after employees rejected the company's best and final offer in contract negotiations. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, or the IAM, represents about 6,000 workers at that plant. The union said most members concluded Spirit Aerosystems' offer was, quote, unacceptable. And their work stoppage is set to begin Saturday. In response, the company said IAM represented employees should not report to work Thursday. They said this on Thursday, but will receive pay. Missouri Division of Fire Safety says the drought in the state is worsening. They say 3 months ago, 1.5% of Missouri was in moderate drought or worse, and now it's more than 70%. The state officials say the percent of Missouri in severe drought grew to 43%. They want to remind everyone to be very careful with any activities that could spark a fire. That includes fireworks. On Thursday, veterans in Miami had the chance of flying back in time in a biplane. The event was organized by Dream Flights, a donation volunteer-driven organization with the mission of giving back to those who have served. This was the 4th time Dream Flights came to Miami. Each flight lasted about 15 minutes and brought joy to the veterans.
When you reach a certain age, you start losing your friends and health, and it seems like everything, you're losing everything, you're not gaining anything. And I fundamentally believe that people should hang on to their dreams. They're not thinking about biplane flights, but when you give them that flight, it kind of opens up their world and says, I can still do things, I'm relevant.
Airplane the veterans flew in was a Boeing Stearman, built in 1942. It was used as a World War II primary trainer. Dream Flights have flown in 49 states, and next month, the organization will be doing its 6,000th flight. Up next, we're going to have more on the growing concern of mosquito-borne diseases.
And we've got ourselves the storm chances out there later today this weekend. And we're also going to be talking about a water tower in Iowa that's getting repainted, but the name of the town gets misspelled. Yeah, that's a big oops. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
In Health Watch this morning, bug spray is shaping up to be the hottest accessory this summer, with health officials warning this mosquito season could pack a punch. Now, the problem, ongoing climate change is fueling warmer and wetter conditions across large portions of the world, creating better breeding grounds for mosquitoes, and more bugs could increase the chances of mosquito-borne diseases. Kevin Cork takes a closer look at how you can protect yourself.
Have you heard the buzz?
They're all over.
The mosquitoes never quit, so we can't either.
Health experts around the world are sounding the alarm, citing how wetter and warmer conditions on the planet could increase the potential threat of mosquito-borne viral diseases this summer,
which could increase transmission of dengue and other so-called arboviruses such as Zika and chikungunya.
Symptoms of many mosquito-borne diseases can include high fever, head and body aches, nausea, rashes, and more. With many states experiencing a high volume of rain this winter and spring, many areas are still saturated with standing water, the perfect breeding ground for the pests.
Those eggs that those mosquitoes laid are coming due with water that's come lately.
A growing number of local public health officials are monitoring these types of areas for mosquito larvae and noting the most notorious areas that should be sprayed with insecticide, a process that can be done by drones, helicopters, or other flight craft.
We have electronic systems in the machine that tell me exactly, geo-referencing with GPS coordinates, where to go and spray.
But besides spraying the bugs, you should also be spraying yourself.
Right, anyway, I feel like I have the sweet blood out there, so they always go for me.
They go for me too. To keep your yard from becoming a mosquito haven, drain your gutters, buckets, and other containers of standing water. Get your kids to help you too. Well, a new gene therapy for a rare kind of muscular dystrophy has been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. However, approval is limited to kids ages 4 and 5 based on available evidence for now. FDA says the drug from biotech company Sarepta Therapeutics will need to be proven in an ongoing clinical trial that it improves physical function and mobility in patients with Duchenne muscular dystrophy in order to stay on the market. Now, the therapy was approved under the accelerated approval pathway, which clears medicines for diseases where they are urgently needed. As more healthcare workers leave the profession, providers are looking into AI technology to bridge the treatment gap, especially with seniors. Eben Brown has more in this edition of our Fox on Tech series.
Are you an adult taking care of both your kids and aging parents? You're not alone. A study shows 53 million Americans are in the same boat. And now a growing number of healthcare providers are hoping artificial intelligence can make it a little easier. That's where the new app Together by Renee comes in. In addition to a diagnostic feature using a phone's camera to measure vitals like blood pressure, it also acts as a virtual healthcare advisor.
It will learn who your doctors are, what pharmacies you use, when your refills are needed, what labs and imaging tests you should be doing given the medicines you take, your age.
It is thought to be the first app using generative AI to make those tasks easier for older Americans and their caregivers. Not everyone is on board with the idea of letting a computer take the lead on healthcare, but developers say it is completely safe and doesn't take decisions out of the hands of doctors or their patients.
It's an assistant. It assists me to assist my parents, to assist my partner. And that's how I would encourage everybody to think about it.
And as more healthcare workers leave the profession, providers will increasingly look to technology to bridge that gap.
I can use technology to scale myself, to give me extra hands. There are not going to be enough caregivers for all of us. And so it's going to be technology that supports us.
The AI healthcare market is currently worth about $12 billion. It's expected to grow to $97 billion by the year 2029.
Oh, we've got those scattered showers across parts of southeast Kansas. And as we look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, some new data coming in says that these might actually survive long enough to maybe bring a few stray showers all the way into parts of southwest Missouri. But they'll be out of here in the next couple of hours. And it's going to be hot as well. We'll take another look at that forecast. And have you ever wondered what it was like to be a test taster for cheese? Well, have no worries, because if you are curious, we've got the answer coming up. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:17 now on this finally Friday here in the 4 states. So we've still got these scattered showers out in parts of southeast Kansas, and some of the newest information says they might actually survive a little bit as they move on an east-southeasterly pace and could bring a few stray showers to parts of southwest Missouri before dissipating as they cross the I-49 corridor. So that would certainly be nice. It'd only be a light rain, but some rain would be better than no rain. And then we have some additional thunderstorm chances as we head later in today, but they are very marginal. But we could see a stray pop-up storm or shower as we head into the afternoon, but I think the majority of us are going to remain hot and dry as we go through the day. Now, as we head into our Saturday, overnight we could get a couple of stray showers or thunderstorms out there, and then heading into Saturday morning, we're looking at some scattered showers initially, and then could see a few more thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon. And that's why out at least on this portion of the area for our Saturday, we do have a low-end risk for some stronger storms. We'll see more of them in the evening. And then later in the day, we're looking at more thunderstorm development, say around 8, 9 o'clock, right along and north of the I-49 or I-44 corridor rather. And then these will sink off to the southeast progressively as we head into early Sunday morning. So let's take a look at that. We got that isolated thunderstorm chance. Again, it's a very low chance, but hey, a stray shower or two would not be bad. Here's where we could see a couple of stronger storms as we head into our Saturday, and then maybe some lingering ones as we head into our Sunday right along and south of the I-49 corridor. MoDOT camera, 20th and range line. We've got mostly clear skies out there, lots of sunshine, and same from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue. And as we look at our camera at 7th and range line, some high clouds out there, but not enough to keep the sun away. We're at 70. Dew point humidity up there. It's going to be a little muggier today, a little more uncomfortable this afternoon. We got 70 in Joplin, Chautauqua, and Miami, 68 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Chanute. We're looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Again, maybe a stray shower or two out there. Mid-80s by late morning. Highs today getting up there as we go into the low 90s under partly cloudy skies. Mild tonight, low 70s. And we got low 90s tomorrow, upper 90s for us on Sunday. We cool off briefly Monday. Some storms Tuesday night into Wednesday morning possible. Temperatures begin to rise again as they get back into the mid to upper 90s next week. Well, people in the Iowa community of Stuart were doing double takes after the city put up a brand new water tower. It's not necessarily because it's new, but because the town's name was misspelled. Todd Magel reports on the big blunder.
I started blowing up like crazy. And everybody's like, no way.
It started blowing up after Caitlin Johnson posted these pictures and videos of the new water tower on social media over the weekend. One side of the new Stuart water tower was painted with the name spelled correctly. But check out the other side. The giant letters spelled START. The letter U is missing, and the first T looks a little odd.
And everybody's been talking about it in town everywhere. I go to water aerobics at the pool, and everyone was talking about it last night, how crazy it was and how it was spelled wrong, and everyone noticed it.
Madison Reinhardt noticed it, and so did the mayor of Stuart.
A lot of people saw it from the interstate and started complaining about it.
Mayor Dick Cook is taking it in stride.
It was hilarious. I mean, a lot of people posting, they don't know how to spell the town of Stuart, which that's fine.
Mayor Cook says they're expecting nearly 150 new homes in town and need a bigger water supply. So they built a new water tower. That's good news. The misspelling is the bad news.
That's trouble. Sometimes you take the low bid.
It's crazy because it's Stuart, and they're upgrading the place very well, and just have that little miss up.
Late Tuesday, the mayor updated us on the tower. He says the contractor says the name was not centered on the tower and was being repainted, and that caused townspeople to think the name was misspelled. It's fixed now.
Certainly a big blunder up there for sure. Well, coming up next, Mercy Park is going to get 8 new statues. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about your forecast and a lot more when the KOAM Morning News returns. UW-Madison Center for Dairy Research is on the hunt for a new part-time cheese taster. Tanya's volunteering. But before all of you apply for the job, the big cheeses tell Armin Raman it's not all fun and games.
They say it's not easy being cheesy, unless you're Tanya. The position is officially called Descriptive Sensory Panelist. It's a paid part-time position with 3 months of paid training, learning the ins and outs of all things cheese.
12. Now hiring cheese taster. Serious inquiries only.
It is a very kind of rigorous job. When the story went viral a little bit, people just kind of think, you sit down, you taste some cheese, you say whether you like it or not.
When hot pizzas come out of the oven at the Center for Dairy Research, they're not gobbled up in minutes by a hungry crowd.
This week we have almost 30 pizzas that we have to evaluate.
How it tastes and functions is analyzed by descriptive sensory panelists.
Kind of what we're teaching them is to speak a common language. So think of like how well does it go through a shredding machine? How well does it bake and brown, blister? How does the cheese stretch and melt and flow?
But it's not just for aesthetics. They taste the scientific compounds and components used to flavor and preserve cheese, and they know that can be risky.
An enzyme modified cheese, and I had a totally allergic reaction to it. The concentration was too high, which we don't know this because it's kind of wine tasting. And so the next thing you know, I'm like, Benadryl, quick.
But now panelists have a sharper eye than most at the supermarket.
You can see that on shredded cheeses, there's potato starch to keep the shreds separate. If I buy anything like a pre-made frozen like burrito or something, I know that that's not really cheese.
Because they had a hand in making sure it's Gouda for customers.
People don't realize how much work goes into the food industry as far as like quality control and research and development. Most people don't know that like professional tasting is a thing.
So, if you think you can cut the monster,
keep your mind open and your palate too.
Now, the application period just closed recently. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But CDR coordinators say they are always looking for occasional testers, and testers at wherever this Babcock Hall is.
I imagine it's probably on their campus. So
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to be a professional cheese taster or taster of any kind, as you heard though, there are risks, but certainly sounds interesting.
I have a couple bucket list items. I'd like to be a cheese taster. I need to hop a ride on the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile and compete in the Iditarod.
Okay. Well, best of luck on some of those. You'll make it. You got time.
At least go dog mushing. I had this conversation last night. Yeah. All right, well, the Jolly Fox Brewery hosts a family splash night with more than 1,000 water balloons. We'll have the story.
And it's been perfect weather for those water balloons as we stay hot with some clouds out there, maybe some showers. We'll take a look at that forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. There are some new sculptures in Joplin's Mercy Park. 8 new sculptures were added to the Rotary Sculpture Garden. It's part of a collaboration between Joplin's 2 Rotary clubs. Now, the sculptures were all donated to the park. 2 of the sculptures feature traditional Native American dances.
It's called the Wedding Dance. It's a brave and his soon-to-be partner, and the other one is a brave doing a special dance. We think those are really important for this is a part of the country where the Indians were.
There are now a total of 27 statues in the Rotary Garden at Mercy Park. Pretty cool. Well, the Joplin Rotary Club is giving back to the community. On Thursday, the organization gave nearly $20,000 to 8 local nonprofits. The proceeds came from its annual charity golf scramble. This is the 23rd year that the Rotary has hosted the scramble. Proceeds went to organizations like the Ronald McDonald House, Habitat for Humanity, and the Salvation Army.
There are so many worthy causes in our community. At being on the committee, it's a task to look through those causes and try to decide how to distribute that money. But obviously there's a limit to all of our money, so we just do our best. We like to look at causes that have not received funds from us in the past.
Joplin Rotary Club has been serving Joplin and the area since 1916. Well, Pittsburgh Brewery gives families a chance to have some summer fun. The Jolly Fox Brewery hosted a family splash night yesterday. Brewery had more than 1,000 water balloons on hand for people to throw around at each other. Organizers say it's a good way to involve the community while also taking a break from the stresses of work.
It's great, honestly. We work really hard 6 days out of the 7 days of the week, and to just have fun on a shift, it's everything. I think it's very important to have fun with your staff and for everyone to have a good time.
Jolly Fox is located at 301 South Broadway in Pittsburgh.
Well, today's going to be another great day to get out there, have some water balloons, play in the water because it's going to be hot. We have those showers in southeast Kansas, and some of them may make it into parts of southwest Missouri before they die out over the next couple of hours. Then we're going to be mostly clear to partly cloudy, warming up mid-80s by late morning as we head into the afternoon. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, maybe a stray storm or two, but that chance is relatively low. We're otherwise hot, low 90s, and as we head into this evening, boy, the evening stays pretty toasty as well. We'll go overnight, make it down into the lower 70s. Could see a stray storm or two. Scattered storm chances for us on Saturday, low 90s. Evening storms on Sunday, upper 90s. A break Monday, a little cooler. More storm chances Tuesday and Wednesday, and temperatures heating back up. Tanya?
Joplin Empire Market organizers are giving the community chances to grow their green thumbs or learn new skills. On Thursday, folks got the chance to hone their canning skills. Beginners class helped participants stockpile knowledge to get started canning at home, including teaching the importance of timing.
Underestimating the time it takes to can, so they're kind of rushing through it or maybe skipping some steps to get to the end result. And then the last one is using information that is not evidence-based for their canning processes.
Classes run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Thursday. That's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News, Shannon Becker steps back into our studio to share his first big 3 stories of the summer.
And as we've mentioned, we've got some showers and spreading across parts of southeast Kansas, maybe southwest Missouri this morning. More storm chances this weekend. Take a look at that full forecast when we come back.
Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in studio to help us close out the week with his big 3 stories.
That's right.
And it's your first big 3 of the summer.
Yes. Happy summer to you.
Isn't it weird that summer starts so late in the heat part of the season?
Yeah.
It's finally summer.
You know what a good start to summer was? Right here, number 3. Jersey Mike's opened on summer. First day of summer. They've been working on it for since last August is when they actually signed the lease. Jersey Mike's are donating the first 5 days of their receipts. That's amazing if you ask me. First 5 days. First day they made almost $9,000.
Wow.
To Big Brothers Big Sisters of Jasper and Newton County. So multiply that times 5. It's going to be more than that.
That is giving back.
Try and get over there. Try it out this weekend. All right, Jersey Mike, 1702 South Range Line. If you think there's not enough parking in the front, there's a huge parking lot in the back. People don't realize that. It's easy to get to, easy to get in and out. Jersey Mike's. Check them out.
Go this week so you can support Big Brothers Big Sisters, and then go back next week so you can support them.
Yeah. Our number 2 story, live and local, what's happening where you live. It's on River Road. Late Wednesday night, a vehicle went off the roadway, overturned into a very large mailbox. It killed the passenger. The driver then, a 21-year-old male from Joplin, was arrested by Missouri State Highway Patrol, felony DWI. Careless and imprudent driving, other charges as well. He was arrested, then released for medical care. He will survive his injuries. Our number 1 story, speaking of openings, now this one's not happening yet. We don't know when Burlington, Coat Factory Burlington is coming to town. The Burlington stores put up some signage on Monday. Tipsters told us about it. Then I checked out. They're looking for managers, a general manager.
Looking for a job.
Yeah, a store manager, merchandise manager, someone to manage the staff. It's the old bed, and I say old, they just left 2 months ago. Bed Bath & Beyond at 402 Geneva. I think it's 4th and Geneva there in that center. It's called the North Park Crossing.
Which is a big space. So that's going to be a great place for that store.
I've never really shopped at a Burlington. But you can see the comments online. People are just going crazy. They seem really excited about it.
It'll be a good addition for Joplin.
And then our bonus story of the week, the Red Onion at 4th and Virginia. Since 1995, they've been here in town, and they'll continue. Rumors circulated this week that they were closing, and there was a post online. Nope, they're not closing. That was a Red Onion in Illinois. That's closed. And we're so sorry to you guys there in Illinois, but we get to keep our Red Onion.
They'll just have to travel to Joplin.
Yeah, I talked to Dave, the owner and manager, yesterday, and he was like, we're not the only Red Onion. We found that out a long time ago. So this one, he said his staff is great. He's had most of his staffers have been there more than 20 years. Wow. So drop by, tell them, hey, we're glad you're still here, right? The Red Onion at 4th. That is our bonus of the week. Joplin News First.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful summer.
All right. You too.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Now 7:41, almost 7:42 on this finally Friday. So here's those showers still out across parts of southeast Kansas, now working into parts of Bourbon and Crawford counties. They should survive just a wee bit as they cross into southwest Missouri, and then they'll start dying out as they move off to the east of I-49 later this morning. But they could hang on and bring at least a little light rain to some of us through the morning hours. Outside of that, later today, we're going to be partly cloudy. We're going to be hot. Could see a stray pop-up shower or storm, but the chances of that right now are extraordinarily low. We're just looking to be hot and dry. Now, as we head into our Saturday, though, overnight, maybe a couple of stray showers or thunderstorms across the area. Then we'll have some scattered showers by tomorrow morning, and then additional thunderstorms expected along and east of I-49. Some of these could be strong out there, maybe low-grade severe. We'll get a second round possibly later in the evening hours across there. And then as we go late Saturday, about 9 o'clock or so, additional thunderstorms are expected to develop just north of the I-44 corridor, and those will shift off to the southeast, and a couple of those could be strong, possibly low-grade severe. So today, there's that general thunderstorm risk because we could see a pop-up storm, but again, that chance pretty low. Low-end risk for some stronger storms in the green area for us tomorrow, and then along and south of I-44 as we head into our Sunday. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, sunshine looking good. KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, not as much sunshine as some showers starting to work in near the Pittsburgh area. area. And there you can see them on our camera at 7th and Rangeline, that cloud cover. Sitting at 70 in Joplin, and humidity dew point going up, and they'll continue to climb through the weekend. We've got weekend heat index values approaching triple digits out there, so make sure you're careful. 70 Fort Scott, 70 Pittsburgh, 72 in Parsons, Chatopa, and 71 in Miami. Real quick, as you're starting your day, outside of those stray showers, we're mostly clear, partly cloudy, warm, mid-80s by late morning today, partly to mostly cloudy, hot, temperatures low 90s. That is a check of your forecast, and this is Tanya Bach with a check of Consumer Watch.
That's right. 3M has reached an agreement to pay out over $10 billion to settle contaminated water claims brought by multiple U.S. cities and towns over forever chemicals known as PFAs. The payments would be made over a 13-year period to test and treat the water supply for PFA contamination. The company still faces other lawsuits from several states and also from individuals. 3M plans to stop manufacturing PFAs in the year 2025. Overstock.com will take over what's left of bankrupt retailer Bed Bath & Beyond's assets with a bid of $21.5 million. The sale allows the e-commerce company to continue selling Bed Bath & Beyond goods online and grants the rights of the chain's intellectual property and mobile platform. Hearing will be held to finalize the sale. Numerous brands of frozen fruits are being recalled in multiple states due to possible listeria contamination. The products are being pulled out of freezers at several stores, including Walmart, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Target, and Aldi. The FDA says customers should check the recall alert on its website for specific codes and dates. So far, no illnesses have been linked to these products. Well, scientists across the pond want to get ahead of the herd when it comes to cutting greenhouse gas emissions from livestock. On a sheep farm in the English countryside, there's a pioneering project underway to breed green sheep. Ian Lee reports from Hertfordshire, England.
British farmer Rob Hodgkins hopes to lead his flock to a greener pasture.
You're looking for the needle in a haystack, or that single little black sheep amongst all the white ones.
British scientists are helping with the hunt. What are you looking for exactly?
So what we're looking for is for animals that tend to be low methane emitters.
Professor Joanne Connington and her team hauled in a special methane machine to find out just how gassy each sheep is.
The animals go into a specific location for about 50 minutes, and there is a gas analyzer on the top which monitors the amount of the methane.
Scientists estimate there are about 1.2 billion sheep around the world, and that they're releasing nearly 8 million tons of methane into the atmosphere every year. The carbon cutting concept came from New Zealand, where researchers selected and bred the world's first low methane emitting sheep, slashing harmful emissions by 16%.
There is something about these animals that are better, more efficient at perhaps digesting their food and growing faster.
Just doesn't feel very sort of...
For Rob, it's a long-term investment that he sees as a good-natured gamble.
I'm sort of effectively taking a bet that in 10 years, some of the big retailers, supermarkets will be more interested in low methane meat, if you like, meat that has a lower carbon footprint.
Betting the farm on the future of green sheep. Ian Lee, CBS News, Hertfordshire, England.
As Chris calls it, green eggs and lamb. Well, farmers hope the pioneering project will reduce emissions from by 25% within the next 10 to 15 years. We'll be right back with more after this, but first let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. Well, there's a new surfer getting a lot of attention at one California beach.
Sammy the seal is making waves though marine experts are mystified by the pup's behavior. Jimmy Moose reports.
There's a rookie surfer off the coast of San Diego, and all of the human surfers have given him their seal of approval.
A moment of pure happiness for me.
Jenny Kim gladly made room for this harbor seal pup on her surfboard. Day after day, he showed up at Pacific Beach and hung out with those who usually hang tan. Even marine experts like SeaWorld's Jenny Smith were mystified.
For some odd reason, was hopping from surfboard to surfboard to surfboard. Definitely not normal.
Harbor seals are usually standoffish, but this one was extra friendly, chill, climbing aboard, rolling off. Instead of being antisocial, he was in sync, riding the waves with abandon. The surfers named him Sammy after the children's book,
Sammy the Seal.
The man who shot this drone footage, Ed Hartel, found the seal inspiring.
In a time of darkness, this has been the light.
SeaWorld San Diego's phone rang off the hook with calls about Sammy. Their rescue team checked on him and found him healthy. Why would he gravitate to surfboards?
My first instinct was maybe there's sharks in the water.
Sharks have killed seals and sea lions at this beach, but Jenny says Sammy seemed calm and unafraid.
His face was really close to me, as if he was gonna kiss me.
Sealed not with a kiss, but a sniff. She posted on Instagram, never getting rid of this board.
Such a magical moment of connection with the nature.
When the Beach Boys said everybody's gone surfing. Who knew everybody would include Sammy the Seal?
Surfing USA.
Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
That seal, very sociable. Very sociable.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was. Well, you're going to wish you could go surfing today because it's going to be pretty hot. Let's talk real quick about the showers that we have on the Skywatch Storm Tracker across parts of southeast Kansas. They're continuing to move at an east-southeasterly direction, and they're still expected to die out over the next hour or two, but could bring some light rain to parts of southwest Missouri. The good news is no strong or severe storms there. Some pop-up storms possible later this afternoon. It's a very limited chance at this point, but we could see a few. And then we're watching better thunderstorm chances as we go overnight tonight and into our Saturday across the area, and then we'll see more Saturday evening and Sunday. We'll have more on that forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A passenger vehicle T-bones a Jasper County deputy vehicle on Joplin's Range Line. The incident occurred last night around 9:35 at Zora and Range Line. Preliminary information shows the deputy had emergency lights engaged and was traveling west on Zora when a southbound passenger vehicle struck it. Authorities say it was a non-injury crash. On Thursday, veterans in Miami had the chance of flying back in time in a biplane. The event was organized by Dream Flights, a donation volunteer-driven organization with the mission of giving back to those who have served. This was the fourth time Dream Flights came to Miami. Each flight lasted about 15 minutes and brought joy to the veterans. And the Joplin Rotary Club is giving back to the community. On Thursday, the organization gave nearly $20,000 to 8 local nonprofits. Proceeds came from its annual charity golf scramble. This is the 23rd year the Rotary has hosted the scramble. Proceeds went to organizations like the Ronald McDonald House, Habitat for Humanity, and the Salvation Army. Joplin Empire market organizers are giving the community chances to grow their green thumbs or learn new skills. On Thursday, folks got the chance to hone their canning skills. The beginners class helped participants stockpile knowledge to get started canning at home, including teaching the importance of timing.
All right, a couple of pop-up storms possible today, but that chance relatively low. Otherwise, partly mostly cloudy, hot, low 90s. As we head into the evening, our evening is hot, clear to partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows into the lower 70s. Could see a stray overnight shower or storm. Better storm chances as we head into our Saturday. A couple of those could be strong. Keep an eye on that for you. And then maybe a strong storm or two as we head into our Sunday evening, especially along and south of I-44. Upper 90s Sunday, and then we return to upper 90s by midweek next week, and some more storm chances Tuesday and Wednesday.
Well, it's retirement time for this good boy.
Joker officially retired from his position with the sheriff's office in Bradley County, Tennessee this week. The pup served as a K-9 officer for 7 years, but was shot in the line of duty almost 2 years ago. And despite his injuries and enduring several surgeries, he returned to his job.
That's what he knew how to do. But complications from his injuries sent him into an early retirement. Now, his story inspired Joker's Law. That's a Tennessee bill that increased the penalty for injuring or killing a police animal, making it a felony. Awesome. In his career, Joker logged more than 650 calls and helped to take more than 100 people into custody.
Certainly an impressive career. Those police canines definitely go above and beyond across the nation. So grateful to have some of them out there.
Yeah.
Well,
we're lucky to have them here in the 4 states.
We
too,
certainly are.
sure.
We really are. Thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better weekend.